Welcome, seekers of truth, to where we unravel the threads of reality to reveal the hidden. Today, we embark on a journey through time, to the cradle of civilization, where ancient whispers speak of the Anunnaki, beings from the stars who may have shaped our world. Were they gods, creators, or something beyond our comprehension? Buckle up for a tale that will ignite your imagination. If you're ready to question everything, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into the Anunnaki Chronicles. Imagine a world 5,000 years ago, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers cradle the birth of human civilization. The Sumerians, with their intricate cities of sun-baked brick, gaze at the heavens, their minds alight with wonder. In their sacred texts, carved with reed styluses on tablets of clay, they tell of the Anunnaki, those who from the heavens came. These were no mere myths, but the heartbeat of their cosmos. Anu, the sky god, ruled from a throne among the stars. Enki, master of wisdom and waters, walked the earth with secrets of creation. Ninhursag, the mother goddess, wove life itself. Together, they formed a celestial council, their power etched in the Enuma Elish, a creation epic older than time itself. But pause for a moment. What if these stories weren't just tales told around flickering fires? The Sumerians mapped the stars with precision, planets like Jupiter and Venus, invisible without tools they shouldn't have possessed. Were they guided by beings who descended from the cosmos, or was their genius purely their own? Let's step deeper into their world. In the ancient text Atrahasis, the Anunnaki faced a crisis. Their divine labor on earth, building canals, harvesting resources, grew unbearable for the lesser gods, the Igigi, who toiled under their command. Enki, ever the visionary, proposed a radical solution, to create a new race to bear the burden. In a sacred chamber, under the gaze of the starry vault, Enki and Ninhursag shaped humanity from the clay of the earth, blending it with the divine essence of a slain god. The first humans opened their eyes, their purpose clear, to serve, to mine, to build. Gold, the texts say, was their prize, not for wealth, but for a purpose shrouded in mystery. Was it to power celestial machines? To sustain a dying world in the stars? The tablets don't say. Now, think about this. A civilization, 5,000 years ago, writes of beings from the heavens crafting humanity to mine gold. Why gold? It's a conductor, a metal that doesn't corrode, prized even today in our technology. Were the Sumerians encoding a truth we're only now beginning to grasp? Or was this a metaphor for humanity's eternal search for meaning? The question burns, who were we made to serve? But even the divine are not immune to discord. In the ancient Sumerian texts, whispers of strife among the Anunnaki emerge, a celestial schism that shook the heavens. Enlil, the storm god, clashed with his brother Enki, their wills as unyielding as the mountains. Tablets speak of Enlil's decree to dominate humanity, his thunderous voice demanding obedience, while Enki, the guardian of wisdom, sought to uplift their creations, gifting them knowledge forbidden by the council. Their rivalry ignited tempests, cities trembled, skies burned, and the earth bore witness to their wrath. Was this a battle for control of humanity's destiny, or a deeper struggle over the cosmic order? Imagine, gods from the stars, their unity fractured, their power threatening to unravel the very world they built. What secrets of their conflict lie buried in the sands of Mesopotamia, waiting for us to uncover? Tell me, truth seekers, what do you think sparked their war? Enki, though, saw mortals as more than servants. In his heart, a spark of rebellion flickered. He wanted humans to grow, to question, to mirror the god's own fire. In secret, he'd slip into villages at dusk, his form cloaked in mortal guise, teaching scribes to etch cuneiform or whispering to fishermen how to read the stars for navigation. These acts sowed tension among the Anunnaki, for what were gods if their creations rivaled them? Inanna, ever the wildfire, fanned the flames of their discord. Her beauty was a weapon, her laughter a call to both love and war. She'd stride into the celestial council, her golden hair blazing like the sun, demanding her voice be heard. She wanted temples of her own, cities pulsing with her name, and mortals who'd fight or die for her glance. Her rivalry with Enlil was legendary, where he sought control, she craved chaos, believing passion was the pulse of existence. Once, she stole the sacred me, the divine decrees of civilization. From Enki's house in Eridu, slipping through his watery halls like a shadow. When Enki pursued her, his barge slicing through the Euphrates, she laughed from her ship, taunting him with riddles. The me granted her power over cities like Uruk, where she reigned as both goddess and queen, her presence intoxicating to mortals who built statues in her image, their eyes carved from lapis lazuli, gleaming under torchlight. But the Annunaki story isn't just one of glory and strife. Beneath their radiant forms lay a deeper truth, they were bound to the cosmos, yet haunted by its vastness. Anu, their sky father, rarely descended from Nibiru, his celestial city. When he did, the earth stilled, birds ceased singing, winds held their breath, and even the Tigris seemed to pause its flow. His visits were omens, moments when the Anunnaki felt their own immortality weigh heavy. Anu spoke in riddles, his voice a low hum that vibrated through bone and stone, reminding his children that even gods were threads in a larger weave. Once, in the shadow of Uruk's great ziggurat, he summoned the council to judge a mortal king, Gilgamesh, whose ambition rivaled their own. The Anunnaki debated his fate, Enlil called for his humbling, Enki for his protection, Inanna for his heart. Anu's verdict was silence, a pause so profound it left the gods uneasy, forcing them to face their own divisions. Humanity, the Anunnaki's creation, became their mirror and their burden. The mortals built cities, sang hymns, and offered sacrifices, but they also questioned, rebelled, and dreamed. Enki took pride in their spark, seeing it as proof of his wisdom. He'd walk among them, disguised as a sage, teaching healers to brew remedies from river herbs or showing builders how to align temples with the stars. But Enlil saw danger in their growth. When the city of Shuruppak swelled with people, their voices drowning out the gods' hymns, he unleashed a storm to cleanse the earth. The deluge was a torrent of his fury, waves swallowing fields, homes, and hopes. Enki, defiant, whispered to a man named Zayusadra, guiding him to build a boat of reeds and pitch. When the waters receded, Zayusadra emerged, his survival a quiet rebellion against Enlil's will. The Anunnaki, witnessing this, felt a shift. Humans were no longer just clay, they were resilient, carrying a fragment of divine defiance. The Anunnaki's origins, though, stretch beyond these mortal tales. In the Sumerian texts, they were born of chaos, their power forged in the clash of Apsu and Tiamat. Their true home, Nibiru, was no myth but a realm where time flowed differently, where centuries passed in a single mortal breath. Some whispered Nibiru was a wandering star, its orbit vast, brushing the earth only when fates aligned. The Anunnaki's purpose was to bridge the heavens and earth, to weave order from the primal void, but their nature was dual, creators and destroyers, givers of wisdom and harbingers of ruin. Ninhursag, the mother of life, once knelt by a newborn forest, her tears watering the first cedars, but even she could curse barrenness on lands that defied her.